Did you know that tomorrow is International Day of Friendship? I specifically looked on I searched online for days that I could do a promotion for the energy healing sessions that I'm doing buy one, get one free for, because I want to make them more accessible for people, but I wanted a reason to do a promotion. And so I saw that International Day of Friendship is July 30th, which is tomorrow, and I thought that was a good way to do it. So I figured a lot of people don't know exactly what a crystal energy healing session is, and I think I actually call it a energy healing session and a channeling session. It's like energy healing / channeling. But what is that? I've found that some people don't know what that is. They think it sounds kind of interesting, but they're not sure what it is. So I wanted to answer that in this video and just talk a little bit about a story about, so I work with a coach. She's a business coach, and I've been working with her since 2019. Shortly after my brother died is when I started. And at that time I was managing a gym and doing the whole fitness thing. And one of the things I told her back then was, I want to be able to work with crystals someday, but I feel like people won't take me seriously because I'm in the fitness world, and that's such a woo-woo world, you know, crystals and energy and all of that. And I said, I don't know how I'm gonna blend fitness and being an athlete and training people with crystal healing. And she told me, don't limit yourself, because think of who you are and what you do, and that's what you're going to offer in whatever sort of coaching or business you run. So whatever kind of coaching you do should be a reflection of what you actually believe and what you actually live like. And that was in 2019, and I really didn't see how I would make that bridge from physical fitness and being an athlete to, and like hard numbers, right? I don't know why I have this alarm set for 5:03. It's set for 5:03 though, and it goes off every day, and I just let it. So anyways, I didn't see how I'd make that bridge from that like hard world of fitness over to the softer world of energy and crystals. And I really didn't even know enough about crystals. I just knew I was drawn to them, and I wanted to one day spend more time with them. But she said, don't think like that. Just, you know how it is. Your thoughts are gonna dictate your future and your habits and your everything else. So now I do both. I do help people with their fitness, staying consistent in their physical body practice. I program workouts for people, and I'm also doing a lot of energy healing, and that's just been something that I think unfolded because my mind was on it for so long, and I did a lot of work to uncover this part of me that was always drawn to the more metaphysical side of life. But so I wanted to tell you about this coach, and I'll come back around to explaining what is an energy healing session exactly, and what does it entail, and what do you do, and how can it work if I'm not even physically there. So I'll get to all of that, but it starts with this story. And if you know, like a typical feminine mind is like all woven up like this, but trust me, there's a point. Just let me tell all my stories, and then I'll get to the thing. So I feel like there's something in my teeth too. Maybe there is, because I had a banana shake, but it had peanut butter in it. So there's like maybe peanuts, but anyways. So this business coach I work with, she's very much in the concrete world, and she's helped me learn about numbers and copywriting and so many things about business that I just didn't really know much about. And we were talking one day about putting my crystal healing on my website, which I've already done, but at that time when I was just putting it up for the first time on the website, she was asking questions about it just because she became curious. She was like, so what is it exactly? Or what do people get out of it? I think we were working on how to do some copywriting, like how to write a post about it or something like that. And I explained to her, I think what I was saying is I was telling her about a story about a client and how the client's father visited in her healing session, and I saw him, and I had never met him or seen him in real life, but I saw him in the session, And when I explained to the client, I think I saw your father, he was telling me he was your father, and all of this stuff came up, and I explained what he looked like and how he acted and how he was wearing this gold chain and he had a little white collared shirt on. And the client was like, couldn't believe it. She's like, how did you know that? How do you know that that's, that's what he looks like? And I was like, well, he was in front of me. He visited in the session. And so as my business coach was hearing me tell her this story, she was like, I think I might need to get a session for my friend. Now, my business coach had never done a session with me before. She's never done an energy healing session before, but through that story that I was telling her about my client, she saw that maybe her friend who was suffering could use this. And the thing was, she knew that her friend had this kind of like a block and something very, very traumatic that happened to her about 6 or 7 years ago. Maybe it was 5 years ago now. 5 years, I don't know. Anyways, it was 5 to 7 years. And my business coach knew that her friend had done a lot of work on that area in her life and around that traumatic incident, but there was still things that were holding her back today, and she was kind of hitting a rough patch in her life. So she thought, maybe I'll get her this session. So my business coach got her friend this session. I did the session with her friend. Her friend went and told her how amazing it was and everything that came out and how accurate it was, what I saw and what I felt, and how it related to what she was really going through. There was a presence that came of someone who passed away that I wasn't sure of, but it turned out it made a lot of sense for her. And he had a short message for her, which I was able to relay. And it just really helped that person, my business coach's friend, with this thing she had been dealing with. So then my business coach wanted to schedule her own session, and we recently did that. And she said she'd never done anything like that before. And so I'm telling you that story because I think it's important for people to know that just because you're a factual-minded person, or just because you are into numbers or concrete things, it doesn't mean that you can't benefit from a session like this. You just need to have a little bit of belief and somewhat of a scientific understanding of what energy actually is. Everything is made up of energy. There's nothing in the world that's not energy. So because we're all connected through energy, we can manipulate energy from any part of the planet. You don't have to be in the same place. If you ever get the sense that someone's watching you and you turn around and you realize someone is watching you, that's because your energetic body sensed their energy going towards you. So I like to use that example because we all know what that feels like. We all know what that feels like to have someone or have this sense of something and you don't have a reason for it. But this isn't using the rational reasoning mind. We're using a different part of our minds when we do energy healing. So there's that. Okay, so this is what a session entails. Let me just take a breath because I got kind of excited. Okay. So energy, if you were to book a session, this is what happens. You get an email that says everything that you're supposed to do, and this is basically what's in the email. You will lay down and just get yourself in a quiet zone. For about 30 minutes, you'll lay down in trying to meditate, and I provide a playlist for you to help you your energetic frequencies calm down. So I'll send you a playlist that you can just pick a song, and it does help you relax. If you're one of those people who's like, I have a hard time sitting still or just being quiet, you can listen to a playlist that, one of the songs on the playlist I send you, and it'll help you just kind of quiet everything down and calm yourself. So you're gonna lay there for 30 minutes. While you're doing that, I begin working on your energy field, but I'm in my house, in my area where I work on my clients, and you're in your house. So we're not on Zoom, we're not on the phone yet, we're separate, but we book the session time and I arrive at the session time energetically. So before I go into healing your energy, or working with your energy, I should say, because I'm not healing it, I'll get into that later. I'm helping it heal, I'm helping you heal, but I'm not the healer, you're the healer, okay? So you get into a meditative state, and so do I. So I take time before I go into working on your energy to get myself where I need to be. So I'll take about 10 minutes to do that for myself, get the room nice and cleared, set the intention so that nothing negative comes in, and we're very clear on what the intention is. I will have gotten a pre-session form from you that explains to me a little bit about why you booked the session, so I know going in, okay, this person's looking to help heal their love life, or like, you know, this person's had issues with cramps during the menstrual cycle, so we're gonna, you know, maybe take a look at that. But what I'm doing is a general energy balancing, and then also focusing on that one issue that you submitted to me. So when the session starts, I go in and I begin cleaning each of your energy fields. So this is one thing that my business coach asked me. She said, what are the dangers of someone who doesn't know about cleaning their energy field? And my response was, you could be holding on to entities, you could be holding on to just stuck energy that doesn't feel good, that causes you to feel confused, lazy, sleepy, angry, irritable. There's so many things that people carry around that they have no idea is related to stuck energy. If something traumatic happens to you, if someone says something to you that was hurtful and it gets stuck in your body, that's a trauma, and that creates issues later on in life. If you get migraines, if you get headaches, if you're constantly anxious or depressed, worried, anything like that, that's all an energetic pattern that's alive in you. So that's the danger of not knowing about energetic hygiene or clearing your energy. If you don't have a daily energy practice, then it's likely that you're carrying some kind of energetic imprint that you don't want. And it could be something serious, like I said, an entity that could be responsible for a whole bunch of problems. I've extracted entities from people that were so enormous and so old, had been with them for so long. The person had no idea that this was happening, but when it was removed, they couldn't believe how different they felt, and they needed a couple days to process the new way of being. So that's the extreme version of it. The lighter I guess, what's the word, repercussions, or like the less serious probability is that you just are carrying energy that isn't yours. Like, there's so many people I know who they go into like a public place, and afterwards they feel really tired and drained because of all the people. That's energy. That's an energetic issue. That means that that person has a porous energy field, and they, without realizing, are allowing the environment and other people to suck and drain them of their energy. So you'd need to clear it up, clean it up, and create some sort of like field to protect that from happening again. And I was one of those people, so because I was so sensitive to energy, I found how useful it was for me to do a daily energetic hygiene practice and then start doing energy healings like this. So that's what you get when you do an energy healing session. You restore balance, you restore order, you restore boundaries, energetic boundaries. You will get insight into why you might have been carrying these issues. So a lot of times, like, I'll get a whole story from someone, and it unfolds in, you know, kind of an interesting way. I mean, I honestly have a hard time explaining all this sometimes because it's so weird, and I know how it sounds. I know that it sounds kind of like woo-woo and like I'm making this up and like I'm high or something, but I don't even smoke regularly. I smoke maybe once a month, if that. I know that it's not a normal thing to talk about, but I'm just telling you, this is what happens in these sessions, and this is what people have said, this is my experience, and this is what it is. So a lot of times I'll get insight or flashes into something that happened in childhood for the client, or in a past life. If you don't believe in past lives, you can just take that word with a grain of salt and say it happened earlier in your life. And it gives us information about why this trauma was still in the body in the first place. After I do all of the energy centers, so I start from the Earth Star chakra. I won't get into all this, but I start down by the feet and I move up over the head. Once the whole energy field is viewed and we've worked through it, then I will seal up your energy field with sort of what I call I think I've called it before, a luminous cocoon. But it's just a way to make sure you're protected and that the healing continues and that you're safe and you're grounded for, the next day and the rest of the days as you integrate this new energy imprint that you'll be carrying in a healthier way. Then I call you. So when I call you, that's when we discuss what you went through. So you're always going to go through your own experience. It's not like you're just sitting there blank. People who don't meditate still have experiences in these sessions. They usually take 10 minutes or so to quiet their mind and get into a state where they can start to sense something in their body, or maybe a thought comes up that they were surprised by, or an emotion comes up, or a memory comes up. That's all part of the session. So we talk about that. This is what is meant by transpersonal crystal healing practitioner, which I'm not a practitioner yet. I'm still doing my my coursework to get that certification. But transpersonal crystal healing means that we're discussing issues that are beyond the personality with the person to help them process what they went through. So that talking period is really important. So we spend about 30 minutes where you're alone and 30 minutes where I'm doing the energy work, and then another 30 minutes or so talking about the experience you had, the experience that I had, and by relating that information, that's helping you integrate this healing. It's helping you process it in your mind, bring up emotions. There's a dialogue that happens, so it's not just like, okay, I did the work, see ya. We'll actually get to talk about it. And the best thing is you get a recording of the whole call so you can go back and listen again if you need to, because a lot of times people feel really relaxed afterwards or kind of out of it afterwards, and so they don't want to have to sit and take notes of everything that happened in the session, right? Okay, well, wow, this is an almost 20-minute video. Oh my gosh. Anyways, that's what a crystal healing and channeling session is. And tomorrow is International Day of Friendship. And so I'm doing buy one, get one free for that holiday. So if you book a session, you'll pay for one session, and then you'll immediately get an email that is a discount code for another session, and you use that discount code to get the second session for free. So you're getting two for the price of one, and this sale ends on Monday. So this is a great time for you to use one session for yourself, and you can give the coupon code to a friend to tell them, hey, it's International Day of Friendship, and I want to give this to you. You mean so much to me. I've been thinking about you, or I just did this awesome session and I want you to try it, just like my business coach did. Except it was the other way around. She got one for her friend first, then her friend told her about it, and then she did it. But you can also use both of them for yourself. You don't have to give the second one away. This is really just, like I said, I wanted to make this accessible, and I wanted to promote the sessions and let people know that this is a really, really good way for you to work on yourself, allow yourself a treat, a self-care treat. You'll get information that is relevant to you and your growth and whatever you're going through. So if you have any questions, I'm here, but hopefully that clears up some of the questions you had. Bye.